28 stab wounds.
So I have a lot of sketchbooks to go through, and people were asking for sketchbook tours. No, I suggested sketchbook tours, and I'm probably getting around to it. But I asked, oh, do you want me to start with where it actually gets good, which is this one? Isn't it pretty? And you said no. I want to start with the first one. So we're doing that. I promise I can draw. If this is how you're finding my channel, I promise I can draw. Look at all the pretty stuff. I drew that. Isn't that nice? I promise I can draw. This is, you're making me start here, okay? This is your fault. And it's also because I suggested, I offered. I need to stop standing up. I know that I'm off screen. Listen, okay. I'm not gonna talk. This video is already longer than I want it to be. There's gonna be a lot of these, is what I'm saying, okay? And we're not even gonna go through this one, I don't think. We're just gonna pretend that that doesn't exist. Okay, this is the third time that I'm trying to record this, and every other time that I tried has taken more than half an hour, and I want to try to get it down. So let's talk faster. First, sorry, the covers aren't gonna have very interesting designs until like Sketchbook 12. I didn't decorate them. It's boring, I'm sorry. The only thing about Sketchbook 1 is this little monster tab that I found it somewhere. Second thing, I skip a lot of pages in these early sketchbooks because there's a lot of cringe schoolwork and just writing that I don't want to share, and you don't get to ask questions, so deal with it. Third thing, a lot of these early sketchbooks too are gifts from my sister. Not gifts, but like, I took them from my sister because she didn't finish them, so this is my sister's stuff. They're clipped. If you're wondering, clipped stuff is my sister's, like sticky notes that I'm skipping. Cringe, so yeah. This was started fall of 2016. So let's freaking hurry on. Little wolf guy. I learned how to draw these from someone on Animal Jam, and I used to draw them all the time, but like right before I started the sketchbook. So I kind of started changing them pretty much right after I drew that. School assignment, cross-hatching. Blech, I hated cross-hatching. I don't like cross-hatching in general. Yeah, this is pretty much how they changed. Those like wolf things. I used to draw these little guys, these little fox things all the time. So edgy, light one, reaching out to the dark guy. Skull, edgy hair, fangs. Wow. So cringe. I'm gonna be saying cringe a lot. I apologize. I know that saying cringe is cringe, but it's in my vernacular now, and I can't help it. Cool little dragon. I actually don't mind this guy. The wings are pretty neat. Face is ugly shape, but it's not as bad as it could be. This is a very ugly dragon. This one makes me angry. A very ugly dragon head. I remember getting fed up with this one. You can see that I was like trying to get the horns symmetrical and I couldn't. Felt. Oh, this is actually really cool. I thought of this design like a hot air balloon, but it's a pear. That's a cool idea, and I can't remember if I actually did anything with that concept or if I just, this is the only thing that I did with it. I don't know. If you want to steal the idea, go for it, man. Steal my middle school ideas. Oh, lovely. This is my very first furry character when my cousin introduced me to the furry fandom. I designed this thing. This is if you saw my art fight prep video from this past year, this is I don't have anything to really say about her other than this is a horrifying creature, and I can't believe that I drew this and said, yeah, that's a thing that I like, because it's not. Oh, good lord.
This is one of many characters for other people that you are gonna see in this video. This was for my one friend. For her birthday, I was determined to turn all of my friends into furries. But Echoes is a bat raccoon who's mint green. This drawing actually isn't that bad. Actually, that's pretty good. Oh, these things. I drew a handful of these dumb little dragon foxes, like dragonfly foxes, and then there's a whole bunch of others. And it's like a fine concept, but it was just executed poorly. And I think I'm most annoyed that I didn't do anything with them. I think that's what annoys me the most about them. So yeah, dragon flox, there's a butterflox, which is ugly. The color palette's bad. This stupid thing, the spider flox, which shouldn't, spiders aren't flies. That's dumb, and you're dumb for thinking of it. A horse flox, which I never finished a color palette for, which is kind of upsetting because I should. Actually, I think I did eventually. I'm gonna mention this also multiple times. A couple years ago, I went through all of my old sketchbooks and I gathered all of my characters and I redrew them just like really nice and clean with my Copic markers, and I'll point them out. I turned a lot of like the old furry characters into more like monsters, so I'll point them out when we come to them because I'm going to mention it. Just I can't help it. Oh, speaking of, this is definitely actually not completely certain, but I'm fairly certain that this is one of them. Just a little creature. I would draw a whole bunch of these, I guess just monsters that I was hoping I would be interested in turning into a character, and then if I didn't like it, I would just abandon it and never draw it again. So sad. This is another character that I designed with another one of my friends. I can't remember if she designed it or if I designed it. It doesn't really matter, but it's an angel dragon and a deer. Her name is Kamali. The design is not really good. It's pretty bad. But I don't know. I was very fond of her character for a long time. These are old classmates of mine turned into animals, which is weird. That's actually one of my current friends. Hi! I don't know if she's not gonna watch this video, but oh well. None of these other people will. These are just like people from church and school. This character actually I have redesigned more recently. This is Figment, and he's adorable. Not this drawing, but his current design is like cute and a little fluffy and which actually is this. Oh, this is okay. So Figment and Reality. Actually, that says Logic. I'm not sure. Apparently, his name used to be Logic. When I think of these two characters now, their names are Figment and Reality. But apparently, it was Figment and Logic, which is very odd. Basically, I don't know really how to explain it, but Logic is the only one who actually exists. Figment is literally a figment of his imagination, but Logic is a criminal, steals things, but he like thinks that Figment is just this incompetent like partner who isn't doing well, and then he's like, oh, the police are gonna like get us if you don't pick the lock faster. But then I guess Figment gets shot, which was like, whoa, so emotional, but it's kind of like weak payoff because he doesn't exist. I think I only drew these guys one other time before the redesign, but I really liked them. I just like I didn't know what to do with them, you know. Oh, my Steven Universe character. She's actually pretty cool. I'm actually like still really like, this is a cool character concept. So Milky Quartz, she's White Diamond's guard. This was before White Diamond was even like we knew White Diamond existed, but we didn't know what she looked like. She was still a mystery. Yeah, so she has a gem on her arm, and her like crossbow weapon, which doesn't look like a crossbow, but it should have been. Like I was really proud of like designing how like it makes a line, and then it like splits into the crossbow shape, which is kind of cool. TBH, kind of cool. I'm still pretty proud of her. Not the drawings though, they're not good. I think I've drawn her more recently, but not within like 4 years. Just like 5 or 6 years ago. Here's another random guy that I never drew again. I mean, I think he's also on the monster pages, but who knows? A Fireflox, another freaking Flox. Pointless, stupid. Some Night in the Woods drawings, Circle, Angus, and that frog dude who I don't actually know the name of. Or, I guess it was a robot you could pick different pieces of, so he's not actually, he doesn't have to be a frog. Angus should be, not that skinny. Oh, we're at the end. For some reason, this is drawn upside down. I remember being really proud of these when I drew them. Just like a really, like, passive-aggressive guy. Not very good at all. I mean, none of this is gonna be good. I just, you know. Oh, except there's a little deer, I guess. This last page is really grimy. Wow. Alright, that's one done. Okay. Sketchbook 2. This was given to me by my mother. It's a journal, not actually a sketchbook. Oops, spoilers, just want to show off the lines. So I apologize if the lines bug you. I remember being annoyed very much when I was drawing on them. I hate drawing on lines, but I suffered, I guess. Yeah, this one is also gonna be really annoying because we have to move backwards through it because I was very stupid, and we'll get to that in a second, but 7th and 8th grade, I don't know when I started this one, but I ended on October 5th of 2017. The reason we have to move backwards through it is because I was writing a story, and you can read it if you want. I won't. I don't really care. It's not that good. I'm sure there's tons of spelling mistakes. I would write little stories like this all the time. But I was like, oh, I'm gonna write more, so I'm gonna write more, like, deeper into the book, or into the journal, so I need to, work backwards so that, like, the book and the drawings will meet in the middle, so that I have space for both, you know? But I wrote this much, like, the first time that I wrote in it, and I never wrote anything else, so it never even mattered. And then a chicken feather. So, nothing else. The dates don't mean anything. Those were from when my mom gave it to me. Alright, as you can tell, I am gonna skip around a lot in this one. There's just a lot of stuff I don't want to share. First thing is these little creatures. I called them orcs. Why would I use the name of a thing that already exists? That's weird. Little, like, dog lions, I guess. I don't know, just gonna ignore it. They're not that good. Oh, some oil pastels. That's actually a pretty nice gradient. I like that. It's pretty. But oil pastels make me want to throw up, so just not gonna touch that. Here's Echos again. Actually colored this time. This is what he looks like. Here's another one of these, just like, I drew this creature one time, and then I don't draw him again. But I actually have drawn this guy again, because first off, he's kind of sick looking. Like, the design, I don't know, kind of rad. And also, I took his design for my commission page on Instagram. So if you want to see how I draw him now, go look at my commission page and also commission me. Yeah. Oh, I used to play this game called Niche. It's about, like, genetics. It's very much like Punnett Square math, and I got this one and I named her Hylaresi, and she's so pretty. And I don't remember what kind of what type of game mode I was playing, but I remember I loved her so much. And she had a son named Haitavan, and he was awesome, super pretty too. So I drew. Clearly I needed to memorialize them here. This is a Pokemon. What's it? It's a Zoroark, I think. I think this used to be an OC with, like, a story, but I don't care about that anymore. Here's this is another one of my characters that I actually have on Art Fight. This is confusing. First off, when I first made him, I asked my friend, one of my old friends, what should I name him? And they said Lettuce, but that's stupid, so I just named him Latouche, like spelled lettuce, but said Latouche. But he's a skull dog, which means that he had, like, in my head, I'm like, he had to have a living form, so I made him as he would be alive, and I named him Toby Tomb. So later on, I took his name Toby and just threw it on this version because it's better. My cousin drew that one, and then I drew that one, copying the style because that's how I work. Stupid little thing that I definitely copied from somebody else, because I definitely couldn't come up with the swoopy fins, I don't think. Maybe I did. That eye is too cool though. The face is too cool for me to come up with. I don't know. Oh, a Wings of Fire fan species. That's so dumb. I definitely drew this and then realized I forgot to put the wings on and was like, no, it was intentional. But that's so dumb. It would look so it's like, I don't know if it's they just don't have wings or if they have invisible wings, because this implies that they have invisible wings. If they have invisible wings, and seeing these things like flying would be so stupid. I don't even want to imagine it. Oh, this, okay. I say as if this is a good drawing. It's not. These drawings are horrendous. So I would make little pet shop videos a lot as a kid, didn't we all? But the stories were actually really, really interesting. Like, not to brag, but I still think like the stories are like worth me putting effort into, like coming back to, you know? In it, these two characters were isekai'd into this world where all of the humans that get taken into this world get these gemstones like growing across them, and eventually they will get turned into gemstones if they don't stop it. And the bad guys are like dragons, who are turning them into crystals, because I think the dragons would eat the crystals, and they had to, I guess gems weren't natural to the world or something, I don't remember, but it was really cool. And they all had dumb gem names except Tucker. I just always named that dog Tucker. Yeah, but these drawings are very bad. I know I've redrawn these guys more recently too, because I like the story again. Yeah. Oh, a Nightwing, definitely referenced. So much wasted space. Love that, love that. Great, fabulous. Oh, these things. Okay, so the idea is that his like pelvis is split up here, so that his legs are actually like on part of his tail, you know, so his spine would actually be like split. I think it's a really interesting like monster concept, you know? Like if you saw this creature like walking like with one like over like on uneven ground, it would be like offset, you could see it. I think it'd be really cool, but I haven't used it for anything, so if anyone wants to use this concept, please do, because I ain't. Oh, hey, look, I made a new, I guess this is technically a rep sheet. Not really, but clearly my obsession with goldfish has kicked in for her, because at some point I was like, she needs to be obsessed with goldfish. Which still persists to this day. I think on her current rep sheet she has a goldfish, or maybe it's just her fish pin that she has for her earring. Is it? It doesn't matter. But clearly this is significantly better than the last one. It's definitely closer to what she is now, where, you know, it almost looks identical except for like the arrow on her stomach and her hands. Yeah, it's significantly less scary. I definitely have a couple other versions of this that we'll see as we go through the years in my sketchbooks, because I kept wanting her to be more interesting, but all in all, I is boring, and that is just how she is. And I love her. Oh, this is a I Spy Treasure Hunt, the general store background. I don't know why I you this, but I guess because I wanted to draw Pussycat Pete, who's the cat that gives you one of the map pieces in the game. I love I Spy. I haven't really mentioned it on my channel yet, but I freaking love I Spy. There goes my timer again. I love I Spy so much. I don't need to go on a rant. Freaking, it's the best. Oh, here I really wanted to design a persona for myself, even though I literally is, like, inarguably, I basically just is me through to the bone. Like, why did I even try to make it? Because I drew this, and I never drew her again. Her name is Mandy. Or Serenity? I'm not sure why there's two there, but I think it's supposed to be Mandy, and I never drew her again, so RIP to this girl. I think she ended up on the monster pages, but, yeah, sorry, you don't exist anymore. This was another one my friend wanted me to draw their character. This is the owner of Kamali. This is another one of their characters. This is another skull dog who's friends with a Lettuce Gadget. Oh, here's Lettuce and Toby. I don't really have to explain these drawings. You can kind of see where Toby's scars like line up with the stripes. I didn't mention it earlier, but Toby's actually like a mob boss or something. Like when he was alive, he was a really bad guy. That's why he's super edgy, covered in scars. But then when you die in whatever universe he lives in, your personality like flips. So now he's like super bubbly and like cutesy, and he doesn't remember anything from his past. So now he's all like cute and stuff or whatever. Kind of dumb, but whatever. He doesn't exist anymore, so it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, this. Okay, I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about this, but this is a project that I've been working on for, well, I don't want to say a long time, but I actually recently came back to this project because I think it's a very cool idea. So you know the Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Ti Do song? I made characters for all of them. In this version, they're all like animal people, but in the version that I'm currently working on, they're just people that got cursed into animals, and they all have like an irony with them. So Do is a girl, but she's like, looks like a buck in my current version. I don't know why she doesn't have antlers here. Ray is a golden retriever who has really bad allergies, like seasonal allergies, so he can't go outside like in the sun. No, yeah, obviously here it's for that, but in my current version it was like he's got sunlight, like I forget what it's called, but like when you're allergic to sunlight, which is something that my sister has, which is why I thought of it, because you know, Ray, drop of golden sun, it makes sense. Me is a bit tougher to make sense, but if you've ever heard a catbird, when they like make their call, it sounds like they're saying Sherry. So her name is Sherry, but she can only say me because she's like me, a name I call myself. Because it kind of makes sense, kind of is a bit of a stretch. Fa is a cheetah, but he has asthma because it's Fa a long way to run. That one's kind of sad. So a needle pulling thread. She's a cat, but she knits, except for here it says it's a secret, which is ominous, and I don't really know why it says that. La, the note to follow, so it's just a pet. I couldn't think of anything for that one, I guess. T is a koala who's allergic to eucalyptus leaves, so he can only drink tea. That one's really a stretch, and I turned him into something else in the current one that I'm working on, but I can't remember what it is. Honestly, I want to turn them all into more like woodland creatures instead of like a cheetah and a koala. But I don't really remember what it was, so I think he might have been a rabbit, but I'm not certain. It doesn't matter. You know, I'm currently working on it, so it does not matter. A blank page. Love it. I guess random color challenge? Must have just been pulling random pencils out of my bag. That's ugly. That's ugly. That's ugly. That's ugly. Wow. My boy! Yay! Ingrid! I love him! Okay, so this is like a candy corn pumpkin fox. I know that Ingrid is a girl's name, but I like the name, so I guess I gave it to him. A couple years ago, I think I redesigned him to be like a plushie, and simplify this mess. And I haven't touched him in a very long time, but I should do something with him again because he's so cute. I love him. Oh yes, okay, so this is these are dragons from the book series, what's it called? Dragon Slippers. Really good book series. You should definitely read it. It's not like Wings of Fire, where it's like the dragons are the main characters, and it's like water dragons and fire dragons and earth dragons. It's like, it's mostly about people, like humans, who like go to dragons for help sometimes against other bad people. But all the dragons like hoard specific types of treasure, like Shardis hoards stained glass windows, Theodorus hoards shoes, Amakardin hoards books, and Fenul hoards dogs. It's a really good book series. I cannot recommend it more. It is really, really good. I love it. Theodorus is my favorite. Okay, here's Iliad. I never really came back to this design, like, at the time. I think I did when I redesigned Ingrid and turned him into a plushie. I think I was like, oh, she can be like a puppeteer of the plushie, but again, I haven't really touched that. Like, I don't know. She's supposed to be like some sort of ghost, I guess. It's an interesting design concept, but I don't know. There's not a lot of substance here. Oh, this is another one of my friend's characters. Like I said, I design a lot of my friend's characters. As you can tell, this is from the owner of Echoes, which is actually kind of weird because, like, I made Echoes for her. Like, I forced her onto this character, or I forced this character onto her, I should say. But she was like, can you actually make another character for Echoes? And she designed this by herself, which is kind of cool. Her name is Bump for Bump in the Night. Bump is a bad name, but whatever. I remember I drew them and I was like, I need to do a really cool art piece. So it actually, I think a drawing of them was my very first digital art piece. I don't have access to it anymore, so I can't show it, but I remember it distinctly. Here's another drawing of Ingrid with a little cloak and a little bit of candy corn. Very smooth, I like that. Oh, this was, my cousin had a species that was called Stitch Cores, and that's what they look like. I think they'll show up again. More random species that I never came back to. Oh my gosh. This was a stupid story that I made in a elementary school at some point, where like it's the apocalypse and the main character is a wolf named Zero, and he runs into another wolf named Snow, and they're actually siblings, and it's really dramatic. And then at some point I remembered it and was like, I need to draw them as furries. It's dumb, and this is the only drawings I've ever done of them, and I'm sad that this exists. A skull dog, big and like dramatic, like whoa, zappy wappy. Another skull dog with looking at a little four-leaf clover, I think. Hard to tell. Oh, a cool guy with some cool eyebrows. Again, another character that I just never drew again. Love that. This is I and Kamali. Me and her owner, we're very close. These characters were basically like pseudo sisters, and we would like make up stories about them. It's just one of them. Inktober. Okay, so this sketchbook is gonna end like in the middle of Inktober, and then the next sketchbook is gonna pick up and then drop off in the middle of Inktober because I didn't finish it. Not the sketchbook. The sketchbook is done, just I didn't finish Inktober because I never do, and I never will. But it's obviously not ink because I didn't use pens. I refused to use pens, but I tried. So October 1 and 2, OC wearing a scarf or playing in leaves. Yep, that. Just a lot of Latouche. There's drinking coffee. I don't like coffee, so bleh. October 4th, wearing fall clothes, just a sweatshirt and pants. And then OC taking a walk. This is the last page, finally. So it's just another Sharpie drawing. Sorry, just lost my train of thought. Which is actually really impressive. Like the coloring, like the way that like the light is like actually like bouncing off of stuff. I don't think I could do this these days, you know, like with Sharpie specifically. I might be able to pull it off with Copics, but like I don't know, like for Sharpies, that's kind of impressive for my skill level at the time. Like I am for 2017 for 8th grade, that's ooh, yikes, wow. Okay, that's the end of that one. I'm bonkers tired and I really don't want to do a 4th take of this stupid sketchbook tour, so we're gonna end there. Yeah, thank you for watching. Game bye. Woo.